Uses fashion and clothing and avant-garde to attack us, to enter into a covenant with these curses and these witches who operate in the fashion industry. If you believe this, subscribe and follow and share this warning with a friend.
We're going to show that again. Now, we keep warning you, Jakes, okay, that everything from the food to the clothes to the air, everything, they're trying to put sorcery on everything. We're going to play that again.
Uses fashion and clothing and avant-garde to attack us, to enter into a covenant with these curses and these witches who operate in the fashion industry. If you believe this, subscribe and follow and share this warning with a friend.
And we keep telling you this is everywhere now, and they're not even hiding it no more. With the especially with the Epstein class, okay? This Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 9 through 12. When thou art come into the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abominations of those nations. There shall not be found any among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord, and because of these abominations the Lord thy God does drive them out from before thee. So yeah, let's go and get into this. Barakatha Hawa, Barakatha Hawashah. Barakatha Hawa, Barakatha Hawashah. Barakatha Hawa, Barakatha Hawashah. Call Halal Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Bashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Shalom, say teach to those that teach the likewise doctrine. Shalom to the Akim and Aqua. Shalom to the scattered Israelites across the four corners of the planet. May the Most High and the Son be with you during these trying times. Now, there's a lot of things going on, okay? And remember, they're trying to make this mainstream, all right? Now, you just had an NBA player just lose his job because he spoke out about the scriptures, okay? And he wanted, they wanted him not to talk about the abominations that they be doing, you know, with that alphabetism, okay? Now, there's something else going on. Let me show you what happened with these kids. Now, this is fair use, but Jake need to just sit his ass still. Sit still and wait ye upon the Lord, Jake. Stop trying to do everything. Now, there's some new game out there that allegedly people are playing, okay? But, yeah, we're going to go and let this play.
may have heard about a game going viral right now among kids called Red Door, Yellow Door, and so many parents are unaware that this game is not just an innocent yet creepy children's game, but it is in fact more spiritually dangerous than you could ever imagine. I think by the end of this video, you will see that. So let's start off by looking at how to play Red Door, Yellow Door. The game involves at least two people. Someone chooses to be the player, while the other chooses to be the guide. The player will then lie down with their head usually resting in another person's lap. They must keep their eyes closed the entire time, and their arms are often raised or relaxed at their sides. Then the guide will begin. The guide will repeat phrases like red door, yellow door, any other color door.
Red door, yellow door, any other color door. Red door, yellow door.
Or you're walking down a hallway. You see doors. Tell me what you see. This is meant to pull the person deeper into their imagination. Then the player will describe what they see. The player starts describing doors, hallways, rooms, sometimes even people or figures. And essentially this is why this game is called Red Door, Yellow Door, because oftentimes during these guided meditations, you will see doors and the guide will ask the person, what color doors do you see? The player...
And see, this is why we tell you, there's a lot of sorcery here. This AI, everything is about sorcery now, the food, okay? And this is how this man gets down. This is why this place is known as the mistress of witchcraft. And look at what someone posted in the comment section. I'm a teenager, and yes, this game is actually really demonic, but it isn't new. It's been happening for a while now. Unfortunately, we got to keep praying for others that don't know. There's also this other thing. It's called shifting, but it's similar to astral projection. And when I was younger, probably 10, my cousin, even me, tried to go to another world because people would say if you lay down like a starfish and imagine a place where you would want to go while closing your eyes, you could be there. Thank God I'm more mature in the spirit now, understand that it's demonic. Yeah, so hey, this is why we tell you be careful the clothes you wear, the food you eat, everything. Be careful who you listen to. If they ain't talking about Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, hey, you probably just need to just leave it alone. Okay? No, not probably. You need to leave it alone. Plain and simple. There's too much going on. They putting the TV, the songs, the movies everywhere, and the alphabetism. Remember, what's his name? Then I'm gonna let this play. Aleister Crowley, he said one of the highest forms of witchcraft and Satanism is through the rear of little boys' backsides. That's what he said. Okay, I actually read the quote. I did something on it a long time ago. Okay, and listen to this. It's this is some of the practice they practice. Transgression as initiation. Crowley viewed sexual acts that broke social taboos as ways to eliminate the barrier between the self and the other, facilitating a limitless state of being. Listen to this craziness. Spermognostics. Crowley and his followers, specifically in the OTO, practice a form of sexual magic that sometimes involved the consumption of sexual fluids, what they consider sacred, and in some interpretations, a method for manifesting spiritual power. Deliberate transgression. Many of his rituals was designed to be intentionally shocking, using androgyny and sexual acts, often with male partners. You see that? So yeah, they like consumption of each other's fluids, and this is why we know the Most High. He's gonna utterly burn Babylon the Great, and to defy Victorian era conventional morality and Christian norms. You see that? It says the Typhonian tradition, sodomy. And we're going to jump around a little bit. It say most witches, myself included, find it necessary to study its material. And this is by William Chernobyl or Bill Chernobyl. He got videos out too. Whereas though they had a practice, whereas though they had a mock ritual where they would have sex with a demon. It say the current of Crowley's demon spirit god in Asturias being named Awaz. Awaz is another name for Set. Egyptian god. Sodomy is especially sacred to Set. And remember, Jeb back in the god Jeb, in Egyptian mythology, he sodomized the sun. You see? It says it opens what are called the Typhonian tunnels, channels through which extremely powerful demons like the horrible Charazon can travel from the alternate reality and emerge in this universe and enter the sex partner's body. Yeah, see? We told you, and this is what a lot of these people are doing, and now they just putting it out there now. This is in Balenciaga's spring collection. That's what you were seeing earlier. Sex, especially lustful and disconnected sex, is a major way in which demonic oppression can be passed from one person to another. That's why we tell you better be careful who you with. So yeah, let's get back to that video. This Leviticus 20 verse 27. A man also or woman that have a familiar spirit or that is a wizard shall surely be put to death. They shall stone them with stones. Their blood shall be upon them. Hey, and we know this place is going to be hit with them nuclear hailstones. This place got a lot of blood, man. And hey, the 2/3 everything. That's why we tell you, these men, not only are they going to ravage women, they're going to ravage boys and men too. Okay? Let's get back to that story.
Might say a red door, a yellow door, a black door, and the guide will stay involved and guide them into what they should do next. And the guide may say, go through the yellow door. What's inside of that door? Keep going, keep walking. And then after a few minutes of doing this, some people say it feels dreamlike or real. Others say they feel very heavy and stuck or disoriented. And at this point, the guide may guide them away from going towards certain things. Avoid going through that dark door, or don't approach the mirror. The guide will then eventually tell them to wake up. Sometimes they count them out or tell them to open their eyes. Now, let's talk about astral projection. You may have seen it mentioned before in YouTube comments or just somewhere on the internet, or maybe the first time you heard about it was from a clip that went viral last February where Candace Owens was talking about how her and Charlie Kirk used to astral project together.
A lot of the things that were strange in our childhood, the testing that both of us had to endure. We spoke about the fact that we could both astral project and how surprised we were when we learned that not everybody does that naturally.
So let me show you what it is and what people are talking about when they claim to partake in this. And while I'm doing that, notice the similarities between astral projection and this children's game, red door, yellow door. That, mind you, so many kids are playing in their rooms with their friends. In order to astral project, you must lay completely still, usually laying on your back. Try to relax your body while staying mentally aware. You must close your eyes and try to allow your body to fall asleep while keeping your mind conscious. And this is when people usually report a heavy or numb body, a vibrating feeling like they can't move. They can imagine floating upward, coming out of their body. And some say by doing this, by entering into this meditative state, they can move through spaces outside of their rooms and often encounter things. And notice how many traits of astral projection are very similar to the traits of this game, red door, yellow door. And all of this sounds impossible, especially if you do not believe in the spiritual realm. If you don't believe in the spiritual realm and you're watching this, then I look like a crazy person. But even if you are a Christian and you are aware, this is really hard to believe. This was something that was really hard for me to believe. But guys, this is going on and it's very rooted in the occult. Listen to an ex-warlock. His name is John Ramirez. I've seen a lot of his videos. Very powerful material if you guys want to check out his channel. But here he is sharing his personal testimony before becoming a Christian and dealing with astral projection. Take a listen.
Did you astral project? Oh yeah. It's a contract with the demon. So when I astral project, I'm being guided and led by a demon that I have a contract with to astral project. And it was a coincidence that I astral projected to a neighborhood, and when I was coming down to the neighborhood to curse, there was these funny looking people. They were in a circle, holding hands. They had like, I know they were Christian because they were dressed with ugly clothes. So they were like holding hands and praying in the spirit. So I was not able to curse that neighborhood because they would chase me out. Probably in my 25 years of worshiping, I actually project about probably like 15 years. And I lost 2 battles to those Christians that I had to come back into my body and go back another day. And when people actually project, and if the prayers of the righteous know how to separate the demon from the person. And the danger for the person is that they might not return back to their body.
It's kind of terrifying.
You see that? Separating the demonic from the righteous. Yeah, because like me, myself, I have a lot of dreams, okay? But mine is righteous. I don't astral project, But a lot of kids, they do have vivid dreams where as though they are experiencing things. Okay? Now, this is why we tell you, take care of your kids. Keep your kids away from these people during this time, because things are getting more and more crazier. Okay? And this man can't even hide his wickedness anymore. All right? So yeah, we gonna let this finish playing, but then we gonna get some scriptures. We gonna leave it there. But yeah, and that spring lineup, they literally out here putting witchcraft on the clothes. But as you can see, it's witchcraft everywhere and sorcery everywhere. We gonna let this finish playing. But let me read this post right quick. It say, I don't know, both by the way I still lucid dream. I was with some people. We were in a circle. I told them I didn't exist. They started to attack me. There's like 2 things you're not supposed to do to someone in a lucid dream. Don't tell them that they don't exist. And there's someone else. When I went through, it's the third. Also, I want to say this: defeating a hat man in a fight. And whatever. I don't know what this guy talking about. See? This can lead to confusion. Okay? And you gonna mess around. You gonna bring something up the same way AI is doing that you ain't gonna be able to get rid of. All right? So we're going to let this finish playing. We're going to get some scriptures. We're going to leave it there, Jake.
Fine to think about the fact that there are so many kids that are trying to enter into the spiritual realm with this game, obviously not knowing that they're actually doing that and opening doors, but just the fact that they're doing this and their parents are home and their parents may be smiling to themselves thinking, wow, my kid is having a great time with their friends, when in reality their child is practicing a spiritual and demonic practice rooted in the occult. And if you
Nahum 3 verse 4, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft. You see that? And that's what happens. Especially you jakes that's always talking about get the bag, get the bag. You know, yeah, money is a defense, but y'all do a lot of weird stuff to get a lot of money. Okay? And all this money is cotton with these devil's faces on it. You're doing a lot of witchcraft, and we know it, and the Most High is putting it out there. Nahum 3 verse 5, behold, I am against thee, said the Lord of hosts. I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. Yeah, this demonology, okay, raping these little boys and girls, eating them, okay, doing all type of satanic rituals on them. And now, this man then went out and started a whole war, okay, and unalived all them kids. And hey, the Iranians said, we know that was a ritual. Okay? They said it. I did a report on it. Nahum 3 verse 6, and I will cast abominable filth upon thee and make thee vile and will set thee as a gazing stock. You see, so the Most High is making this man look crazy. It's shameful spewing upon him. And hey, everything that they do is out in the open now. So we're going to play that video one more time with Balenciaga new lineup. And then we're going to get some scriptures and leave it there, Jake.
Watch this. Uses fashion and clothing and avant-garde to attack us, to enter into a covenant with these curses and these witches who operate in the fashion industry. If you believe this, subscribe and follow and share this warning with a friend.
Nahum 3 verse 1, woe to the bloody city, it is all full of lies and robberies, the prey departeth not. The noise of a whip, and the noise of the rattling of the wheels, and of the prancing horses, and of the jumping chariots. The horseman lifteth up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain, and a great number of carcasses, and there is none end of their corpses. They stumble upon their corpses. You see that? Everywhere you go, pretty soon after the Most High bring this place down, there's going to be a place of nothing but fire and corpse. Okay? So yeah, Jake, stay prayed up. I'll see you again real soon. Call Halal, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Shalom.
This is so demonic. Watch this.